more recent news. I'm on the road. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The bad days are gone, and now I'm on the road. Yes, I am.
My name is... Okay, Boolinator, I saw you saying and begin, so I thought I best had, being in the presence of a professional live stream producer, as it were. Good evening, everybody. How are you all doing this fine Sunday evening? Right, I thought I would experiment a little bit tonight, and I'm going to try something a little bit different. Now, this is only going to apply to people who are already members of the Discord server, unless, of course, you want to join the Discord server now. I thought that we would take some questions via audio. So if you are a member of my Discord server and you would like to speak to me or question me, but keep it sensible, you know, then jump in the voice chat on the Blinder Gang Social Club page, and you can ask me a question there. But anyway, let's have a look who we've got. I dare say it's the usual suspects. The Turtle Moves, good evening. Crafty Keeler, Chris Toddington, Wolverine 6668, Dave Hardy, Rib Tickler, and of course Boolinator, Mitch Goldstein, UKPI. Good evening, sir. How are you? I've not seen you for a while. Messon 1. No, I'm definitely not a professional live streamer. Good evening, Heidi. How are you? Moto Goat. Good evening. Oh, the names are moving so fast. David Chef. Devin Chef. Devin. Jerry Rule. Tracy Langley. Captain Nemo. Forrest Pfeiffer, and so on and so forth. I see some people have already jumped into... So basically, the way it's going to work, Bacon Earth and Turquoise Laura are in the voice chat moderating it. They're going to be muting everybody, and you're going to be unmuted one at a time. So if you see yourself get muted in the voice chat, then please don't unmute yourself. It's just... I can't think of another way of doing it other than keeping everybody muted and people being unmuted one at a time. So I just thought it would be nice to do something other than just reading out the side chat continuously. And good evening, Generally Shady. I didn't see you there. Wave back at you. How are you, pal? Good evening, Heartless Night. Well, yeah, kind of a queue. But, yeah, I don't know if I'm... Oh, good evening, Mr. Andrat. No, you're not denied. And I did happen to see your question earlier on. No, the cartoon character of me in the thumbnail was not done by me. It was done by one of my subscribers, somebody called MacMan. And he sent them to me via email, and I just thought it was very cool, so I thought I would use it in a thumbnail. And a number of people have suggested that I put it on a t-shirt, but I don't know. What do you think? Because I'm starting to feel like I'm banging on a little bit too much about merch. Like these brand new tidy caps, which are selling quite well. So if you haven't bought one, what are you doing with your life? Yeah, so... Give me a thumbs up in the side chat if you think putting that cartoon character on a t-shirt would be a good idea, or if you think it will be really bad, then give me a thumbs down and let me know what you think. So, has anybody got questions? People have always got questions because human beings are generally nosy by nature, if that makes sense. Of course I'm your Mitch Goldstein. Obviously, it's Sunday night. How's everyone's weekend going anyway? And I use the term weekend loosely now because Saturday and Sunday have just become the same as Monday through Friday now, haven't they? There's nothing that spectacular happening. Good evening, Elizabeth Dracula. How are you? Sam, good evening. Skoma Cat or Skooma Cat, because there's two O's. Oops. Spamulus HD. Govia 16. How would I translate the creaky blinder into Canadian? Well, most Canadians speak English, don't they? So you would just say the creaky blinder. Eh? I'm not sure what you're talking about. But you'll have to expand. I'm not entirely sure what you mean. You're right, Boolinator. The dates are completely meaningless, as are days of the week. Oh yeah, it was Turquoise Laura's birthday yesterday, wasn't it? Happy birthday, Laura. Sorry I couldn't make that live stream, but I gotta be completely honest with everyone. I'm having a really bad weekend. I was this close to not live streaming tonight because I just haven't been feeling great this weekend. I'm getting more and more frustrated as the weeks go on, and there just doesn't seem to be an end in sight. and it's very, very frustrating and annoying. I kind of feel like there's so many things I want to do, even though there's technically nothing I really want to do, but I don't like the idea of somebody telling me I can't do all the things that I don't actually even want to do. And I know that probably doesn't make a lot of sense, but that's sort of how I'm feeling at the minute. And it's a bit rubbish, but it's rubbish for everybody. So it's pointless complaining, but it's my live stream, and if I want to tell everyone how I'm feeling, I'm going to. So shall we take, let me join the voice chat. And I hope this works, because I was fiddling around earlier on. Can people hear me in the voice chat? Can Bacon Earth hear me?
I can indeed, Cricket, and we are ready whenever you are.
There we are. And could people in the live stream just hear the lovely Bacon Earth speaking? I really hope they can, otherwise I've done this all completely wrong and the whole plan has gone down the toilet instantly. So, yeah, they can they hear you? Bloody delay. Yep, they can hear you. Yes. Yeah. Well, we go. Well, yeah. Loud and clear. Yep. So I take it that you can, in fact, hear the people in the lives in the Doobry What's It in the Doodah. So who wants to go first? Who's got a question for me? I'm a bit scared.
We've got Hayden first, as he was the first to join.
Yes, out of all the tubers in the debunking community, who's your absolute favorite?
Simon Dan.
Excellent.
Simple. And the reason being, it's Heidi, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good evening, Heidi. How are you?
I'm good.
The reason Dan is my favourite is because he was the first debunking channel that I stumbled across, and I've told this story loads and loads of times, but I was a member of a Facebook group that helps you sort of improve your YouTube channel and this type of thing, and there were people talking about Dan in the group, and I sort of had a look to see who this Simon Dan guy was, and it just sort of evolved from there. And I tried making a couple of flat earth videos, and Nathan Thompson picked up on one of them and put them in his Facebook group. So it's a combination of Simon Dan and Nathan Thompson's fault that my channel exists.
There's some people in the chat saying
that they can't hear you very well.
Yeah.
I think, Heidi, I've just turned you up. I hope I have.
Right.
Yeah, because it's up to maximum volume now, so it's as loud as I can make it. So hopefully it'll be a bit better now. But thank you for the question, Heidi. I hope it wasn't too boring of an answer, but it's the true answer.
No, it wasn't too boring. I like
Good.
the answer.
Good. Yeah, so if anybody else wants to jump into the Discord server and ask me a question, like the lovely Heidi just did, you are free to join the voice chat in the Discord server and ask away.
And I will unmute Mitch next for you, Cricket.
Okie dokie. Good evening, Mitch. How are you?
Good evening, Mr. Blinder. How are you? We love your show. You're with my wife.
I'm absolutely overjoyed.
And I wanted to ask you, you seem to be a man who has a passion for indulgence, and we admire that a lot. So we were wondering what kind of food you like, and if you like to cook, or maybe not, because it seems to me that most people who are passionate YouTube video creators don't seem to have a lot of time on their hands for things like, cooking and eating and using the bathroom and stuff like that. So we were sort of wondering, what do you like to eat? What's your go-to food?
Unfortunately, the honest answer is my favorite thing to eat is anything that doesn't run away from me. It's easier for me to tell you the things I don't like eating, and I do not eat any seafood at all. I absolutely hate seafood. I cannot
Really?
abide it. I hate it. It's absolutely disgusting. The smell, the look.
Really?
Now,
It just really, really does nothing for me. And as far as cooking goes, I used to cook quite a lot, and I can cook, but because I've worked for myself for so many years, and I've generally sort of worked 7 days a week, because, you know, obviously I don't know what you guys sort of work situation is, but when you work for yourself, taking days off it doesn't apply to everybody, but I tend to work pretty much 7 days a week, so I don't really get time to do it. But Mrs. Blinder is an excellent cook, which is why I yo-yo between being fat and not fat.
well, I've been working this whole time. We've been on lockdown here in the U.S. for 12 weeks now, and
Yeah.
I'm fortunate/misfortunate to have a kind of job that I've managed to be able to still do in lockdown mode. The problem is I'm a management consultant, so doing that sort of stuff takes a tremendous amount of physical and mental energy to be in Zoom or whatever, WebEx or Microsoft Teams, and have to stare at a laptop for 12 or 14 hours a day.
Yeah, I know what that feels like.
Bad,
The thing is, with the situation I found myself in, so it's been about 12 weeks for us as well, approximately. And I've worked all the way through in the vape shop, but for no salary, because we're basically the situation we're in now, because we're operating a locked door system and delivering to customers. We've gone from, obviously, I won't talk figures because it's private, but what we would usually take, the revenue we would usually take in one day is about the equivalent to 1 week's revenue during the lockdown. So myself and my sons that are all involved in the business, none of us have been paid for 3 months, but unfortunately, it's one of the misconceptions that if you're self-employed, if you own a business, then you're obviously rich. But sadly, that's not the case. So what we've been doing is basically trying to retain customers so that we don't lose them to other vape shops, because the vape industry is quite competitive in the area we live in. And there's a lot of other vape shops that people will happily go to if we aren't able to serve them. So
we have a lot of that in Wales.
Where we are.
We have a lot of vape shop owners, like knife fights and each other and stuff.
It's kind of it. You laugh, but it can kind of be like that. But what we tend to do, we keep an eye on what the competition is doing, but we don't obsess over it, because the only thing we need to concern ourselves with is what we do and how well we do it, if that makes sense.
Are we talking marijuana or nicotine?
I think nicotine.
Oh, okay.
Nicotine. That's not legal here yet.
Okay.
Someday, we're still waiting for it to be legal. We're in Pennsylvania near Pittsburgh.
All right.
Legal, but
yeah.
I feel terrible. For example, I have a friend who had to close their hookah shop because there's just no way you can run a hookah shop under COVID discipline. I mean,
no, exactly.
That.
Yeah, we've been having discussions about when we reopen and how it's going to work, because the brands of e-liquid we sell, they're very well known brands, and we don't need to let people taste them. It's such a big brand in the UK and throughout Europe that it almost sells itself. But what people have got a habit of doing in the store with us is they'll come in and they'll point to a particular flavor, and they'll say, "Oh, I know I can't taste it, but could I just smell it and see, if I like how it smells?" But we're not going to be able to do anything like that. We're not going to be able to let people sort of play around with things before they buy them. So I think that this is going to change all businesses, not just small businesses.
Samples? There really isn't.
There is, but not without a huge financial investment. We'd have to buy. Currently, we stock about 200 different flavors. So, for example, I don't know if you can see me on screen now. I don't know what you're looking at the moment,
I
but
saw the bottle.
Yeah.
like this device I've got in my hand here now, we'd have to buy 200 of those, you know, and these sell for £25 each. So, you know, obviously we pay less than we sell them for, but it's still a huge investment. So we've been fortunate we don't need to give people samples, but people do like to smell things, which I know sounds weird, but
I like to smell things. I know. I like to smell food before I taste it.
yeah, everyone's exactly the same.
Creaky, I saw Cy Allen called out that Pittsburgh is George Romero's zombie country. It's also Kevin Smith country. If you've ever seen Zach and Miri Make a Porno, it was shot just down the road from where we live at Ralph's Navy. And the Monroeville Zombies is the famous golf shirt that he wears in the movie. And it's impossible to find one. They're about $800 for that shirt. But
really?
Man, if I found $800, I'd buy one in a second.
Okay, you're not
Bloody hell, that's a few dollars, that is, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't
Can
need.
you smoke marijuana in that cool thing you just held up?
Don't get
Yes,
the
you
man
can.
pro. No, you can. All right, good.
Just curious.
we're
I'm
just
not
curious.
suggesting you do that
We're
because it's not
scientists.
legal.
We're
CBD.
scientists. We're
Of course, for research purposes, the only thing that's legal to sell in the UK is CBD. And we do sell CBD oil, but it's very expensive. It's very expensive. Like the small bottles of e-liquid that you usually see me using on stream, they sell for £4 each, so about $6. The same size bottle of CBD oil in 300 milligram would be about $35. It's a huge difference in price.
We can also get CBD weed, aka ditch weed, which is the stuff that we used to find when I grew up in New Jersey in the forest. We used to find it growing wild along the banks. Now they sell it as CBD for $25 an ounce. It's hilarious. That's what we used to pay for the stuff that got you high.
It's really expensive, and people still don't understand properly that certainly in the UK a lot of people really don't understand the difference between CBD and THC, because they sort of skulk into the shop and they're kind of asking you under their breath if you sell CBD, and it's like, well, yeah, we do, because it's legal to sell. And then you get people, I tried it and I was so high, and it's like, well, no, you weren't.
No,
I don't think so.
It's just in your head.
Yeah, you might have been calm, or you might have been, not.
Yeah, there's a big difference. It's like a placebo effect.
Or you might have some swelling go down somewhere where you had inflammation.
Yeah.
But CBD does not.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Well, thank you for the questions, guys. I've enjoyed it.
All right, Creaky, great to talk to you, buddy. Take care.
And you too. Take care. Take care, both.
Bye.
Thank you. So if anybody else has got any questions, or you just want to have a chin wag with me for 5 minutes, then join the voice chat in the Discord server. We've had one come and one disappear, Bacon Earth, so I'm not sure why that was. But who else has snuck in the back door? Gary IOW, good evening. Kiri Mac, I didn't see you either. Diesel VH2. No, nobody died from vaping CBD Diesel VH2. They died from vaping homemade THC laced e-liquid. Big difference. Good evening, Brachia Monkley. How are you? Jules, good evening. The what?
Then join the.
Mr. Andrat, I use THC medicinally for MS. CBD doesn't work anywhere near as well. No, you're right, Mr. Andrat, 100% right. But as I said, in the UK, THC products are not legal. Good evening, Christoph. How are you? So unfortunately, all we can offer our customers is CBD. But due to the massive price difference, Merlin, if you've just joined the Discord server, you will need to, it's in the welcome mat. You need to click the green tick at the bottom of the only message in there. And then I believe you can, it's the voice chat room, not the voice text room as well, by the way, because I saw people are jumping into the voice text room, but it's not that room. It's the one below. It's the voice chat room. What have we got here? All right, nothing. So yeah, if anybody does want to jump in and ask anything, you'll be kept muted until
I'll just
it's
jump
your...
in because why not? Have you ever been to the U.S., Creaky?
I have not. I have not been there, and I would absolutely love to, but I'm scared of flying, and it's a very long flight. I do fly, and I am absolutely terrified of it as well. I'm not just a little bit nervous. I have to take Valium just to be able to fly. So basically, I go to see my doctor whenever we are going to fly, and he prescribes me 4 Valium tablets, 2 to take for the journey out and 2 to take for the journey back. So I
like
basically...
an awful lot of trouble, though.
It's amazing, because what happens is when they call the flight, I just take the two pills, and the next thing I know is Mrs. Blinder is shaking me violently to wake me up because we've landed the other end, and I generally don't remember anything about the flight at all.
Great. That's
But
great.
I will get to the US eventually, but
I suggest
I've got to calculate how many pills I'd need to take to get me there.
It's a long flight. It takes a really long time. You don't realize.
Yeah, I think even to
it is.
the East Coast, it's about a 10-hour flight.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
sure.
about a 10-hour flight, and if you're going over to the West Coast,
Oh, very far. Yeah.
Jesus, I think it's
Another 5 hours.
It's 11
yeah,
hours. From LAX to Heathrow is 11 hours.
it's 11 hours, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's a long time.
I can manage about 2 hours. Generally.
That's 55 Bugs Bunny cartoons, Creaky. That is a long
Yeah.
time.
I don't even see my seat when I'm on the plane, let alone whatever movie they're showing.
Well, I would love to go someday because amongst my other things my side hustles, I'm an amateur astronomer, which is one of the reasons I'm so very interested in flat Earth. And I have never seen 40% of the sky because I live in the northern hemisphere.
Yeah.
And I haven't been far south enough to see some cool stuff. And I've never seen the southern circumpolar constellation. So
Right.
I'm afraid to say until I see them, I'm not completely convinced.
No. No, like I say, there's so many places generally people in the UK, when they say they want to travel to America, what they mean is they either want to go to Los Angeles or they want to go to New York or Florida, those kind of places. But my brother and my sister-in-law come to America every couple of years, and when they came last time, they did Route 66.
Yeah.
And they said it was one of the best holidays they've had so far in the States. They really enjoyed it.
My brother moved
it.
from Philadelphia to Los Angeles in 1997.
Yeah.
And I drove with him in a moving van, a panel truck, from Philadelphia to Santa Monica. And we picked up Route 66 just south of about halfway between St. Louis and Chicago. And we did the whole Route 66 experience, and it was so much fun.
Yeah,
I wish we had some time to spend, but we had a really, really good time.
Yeah,
I think
I think that's one of those trips that appeals to people even that live in America, isn't it? It's it's not just people from out of the country want to do that because it's such an iconic route.
Americans love road trips. All about the trip. Yeah.
Now, which is that episode of Faulty Towers where they talk? It's the It's the woman married to the American man that was I can't remember the name of the actor, but he did a terrible American accent. And she talks about
I'm far too young to. I'm far too young to remember Faulty Towers. How dare you?
Oh my God.
I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know.
Yeah, she said, "Oh yeah, the weather's so lovely, and you can get fresh orange juice all the time." Because he orders a screwdriver and he gets tinned orange juice in his screwdriver. He gets a little upset because in California, good heavens, you would never have orange juice from a tin. Practically reach out your car door and get fresh orange juice in California.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I think if somebody said to me pick one place to visit, I think it would probably be California, if I'm being honest. But again, I don't know.
Kind of people. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, the weather! Just for the weather alone.
Yeah. I don't know how much of that though comes from. It's sort of that's mainly what sort of British people see on the television. So when they think of America, they're thinking New York or California.
Right. But here's the thing, Creaky, like you may think that you have like a unique look, and I love your look. It's not my look, but I love your look. But you would not stick out like a sore thumb in California.
Yeah,
you would be completely, you'd be like, gosh, that guy's really kind of toned down. I wonder what's the matter with him. He must be from way.
It's not like that where it's not like that where I live. It really is not like that where I live.
You fit right in.
I can imagine.
You know, there's I think someone told me there's 800 tattoo shops in Los Angeles.
Really?
Yeah, you could get 800 different tattoos.
Yeah, some of the most famous tattoo shops in the world are in Los Angeles as well.
Just around there, yeah. That's
well, you know, or in the California area in general, not just Los Angeles. Obviously,
now you're not a fish guy, but I bet you're a hamburger guy.
Oh yeah.
Okay, if you're ever in California, Creaky, write this down. Don't forget, Astro Burger is my favorite. It's on Santa Monica Boulevard in North Hollywood, and it is by far cash only. It is the best hamburger. There's also a chain called In-N-Out Burger, but Astro Burger is literally the best hamburger money could buy. It's right there, Santa Monica Boulevard, which goes Santa Monica Boulevard is the last leg of Route 66.
Right.
So you can drive from there all the way down, and you end up right in the heart of Santa Monica. Yeah.
See, now in the United Kingdom, if you go even into a nice restaurant and you order a hamburger, it's just that you don't get to choose how it's cooked, or it's just there's your hamburger. You know, when I eat steak, I like it medium rare. So I've always wanted to try a properly cooked, a burger cooked to the way I like to eat it.
Yeah.
Or the way I imagine I would like to eat it.
Well, trust me, you'll like Astro Burger because it's phenomenal. The bread, the buns are awesome. The ingredients are fresh. It's literally made when you ask for it. That's the key, right? It has to be made upon your desire. Anything that's made before you ask for it, don't eat. That's my advice.
Yeah, if that was the case here, we'd probably all starve.
Yeah, there's some
because there's pub chains in the UK we used to employ a guy in the vape shop, and he was a chef from one of these pubs, and he's actually gone back to work there, and he said the only thing that gets cooked from raw ingredients is steak. Everything else is pre-cooked, and they literally just throw it in a microwave, warm it up, it's all in vacuum sealed plastic bags. They just pour it all out of the plastic bags onto the plate, and then throw a little garnish on and serve it in the restaurant.
That's nasty.
Yeah, no, you want to go. That's why modern cuisine is based. It's always local. Local ingredients, not touched until right before you need to. Yeah. That's and there's plenty of other hamburgers, great barbecue places in LA.
Barbecue.
I was gonna say sushi, but I'm guessing you're probably not a sushi guy.
No. Sushi's got fish in it, so it's not for me.
Right? but barbecue places are aplenty. And then, you know, the whole Southwestern food, which I bet you've never really even had.
Nope.
There's a whole cuisine that kind of came from the early, that whole area of the United States used to be part of Mexico.
Yeah.
And Los Angeles was a capital of a county in Mexico at one time. So you still have this kind of Southwestern cuisine that's not quite what you would call Mexican food, but it's heavily influenced by Mexican food, you know, from say 3 years ago. And there's lots of great Mexican. Oh my God, the Mexican taco place. Holy shit. You could go to a gas station or a petrol station for the people in the UK. You can go there, and in the gas station, they'll have a little taco hut. And you'll be like, oh my God, how good can these be?
Delicious.
And they're $2 a piece. And they make them out of chorizo, and I don't know if you and the viewers know what chorizo is, but it's this, okay, you know what it is? Well, they make tacos out of it right in front of you in Los Angeles.
This is making me really hungry.
I'm sorry. It's almost a midnight snack for you, though.
Yeah.
Right. So, we've got a chat.
Yeah, we have some other guests. We'll hush up.
Waiting, and then I've got a question in the text chat for you, Creaky, as well.
Okay. Do you want to do the question from the text chat first? Or
from Zerk Jerk, what would like to know what science series you would recommend to like the Mythbusters, the Cosmos, or so on?
For me, it's Mythbusters because... and again, I've never pretended otherwise, but I'm... Welcome to the Blinder Gang, indeed. Thank you, Reese. I'm not a science guy, and I don't try to pretend I'm a science guy. But for me, everything they do on Mythbusters explains it in a way that even I can understand it. So for me, it would be Mythbusters. And I hope that answers your question satisfactorily.
Okay, Chief. So, Chief 316, you're up.
I'll do cricket.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Good evening. It's Merlin, by the way.
Yeah.
I've got in Chief 316 is the name that I usually use on stuff. So if you see it pop up, right.
Right. How are you, pal?
Two questions for you.
Go ahead.
What's your favourite music / band? And what's your favourite planet?
Favorite music. See, you know, music is a funny one for me because I literally listen to so many different things. I grew up in my very young years listening to a lot of 50s and 60s music, like Jerry Lee Lewis, Elvis Presley, Eddie Cochran, Little Richard, purely because that's the sort of music I was exposed to by my parents because they were of that generation. In my sort of teenage years, it was all rap and hip hop because that's what was cool at that time, and it's kind of stayed with me. But I listened to a lot of rock. I like Stevie Ray Vaughan. I like a lot of blues music, which is hence the type of music I use in nearly all my videos and the standby card in my live stream. So I like a lot of different things. And what was the second question, dude?
What's your favourite planet and why?
Oh, is that you? I can see you on video. My favourite planet is Earth.
No, that's not me with the tie-dye top on.
No?
No.
Who's that then?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's somebody, but anyway.
It's Mitch. It's Mitch showing his.
Right. Okay, I get. Oh my God, this is getting so confusing. I don't know where to look now. Sorry, Chief. Yeah. My favorite planet. Do you know lately I've been, and I know I've been looking a lot. I've downloaded the ISS tracker app to my phone, and I've been proper nerding out and watching the ISS go over and everything, and I seem to notice myself spending a lot of time staring at the moon lately. Now, I don't know if that's extreme boredom, but I'm starting to get really curious about kind of what may be out there. So it's not specific to a planet, but kind of what's out there. Do you follow what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah. I've always said don't
and
trust
I
anybody.
think a lot. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Until I started doing what I do on YouTube, I really had zero interest in anything sort of space. The only interest I had in space prior to doing any of this was my love of Star Wars. But the more I'm learning while I do this, I'm finding myself becoming more and more interested in space overall. But I haven't really got a specific planet that I could honestly answer you and say, oh yeah, that's my favorite planet. I've been asked that by a few people, but I really haven't got one, pal.
Cool. It's good to say that you're a Star Wars geek.
Oh yeah. I'm sure I was. I literally love Star Wars films. I could watch them over and over and over again and never get bored of them.
Same here.
Yeah, absolutely amazing.
My birthday present this year off the missus, who's Tracy Langley, by the way.
Right. That's a name I know from the side chat as well.
Yeah. Well, it's Tracy Langley gone.
Oh, she's there now. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's just showing up as Tracy Langley. Yeah. My birthday this year, it's the box set, 9 Blu-ray sets of Star Wars, and that's it.
I had when I was my kids. My oldest boy is he's 29. No, he's just turned 28. Sorry. And when he was quite little, I was bought the entire box set of Star Wars on DVD.
Yeah.
And for years and years and years, I didn't touch them. I didn't open them because I had other copies, and I always had this idea that I was going to keep them in pristine condition, and then one day they were gonna be my key to riches, and the kids opened them and ruined my plans. But they're still here somewhere.
Yeah, I had the same. I had a load put away, and then I had my little lad. He's 8 now.
Yeah.
Once he got old enough that I could trust him to not pull their arms and legs off, I just passed them on to him.
Yeah,
so they're in the bottom of the drawer somewhere now.
Yeah.
With weapons missing.
So did you, if you're a fellow Star Wars nerd, did you see my live stream? It's going back to last year, but I had C. Andrew Nelson on, and he's the actor and the voice actor that So when they do a remastered version of the original movies like Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, he actually plays Darth Vader now.
Oh yeah, he's the one that did the voiceover at the end of Revenge of the Sith.
I think so. I can't remember 100%, but I know that he, a lot of the Star Wars console games, he voices Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker. He's a really, really nice guy, and I may have him on again one day, but he's a very interesting guy to speak to, and some of the stories he told, both on stream and off stream, it was interesting stuff. Interesting stuff.
A lot of it's interesting to listen to. Like, a lot of people don't realise that Anthony Daniels and Kenny Baker hated each other.
Yeah. He had some interesting stories about Anthony Daniels as well, which I won't go into now because he told them to me off stream. But seems like an interesting character, to say the least.
Doesn't he just?
Yeah. So where are you from, mate?
I'm from St Helens. It's not far away from, it's 2-hour drive from where you are.
Yeah, you're just above the tip of North Wales, aren't you? St Helens is Liverpool neck of the woods, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I'm about 20 miles to the south of Liverpool.
Yeah.
I go through the Mersey Tunnel to come into Wales, because any chance we get to get into Wales with the... So when my little lad gets old enough, it's where we're moving.
All right.
Yeah, we're going to leave this dump behind and move somewhere nice.
Do I think wherever you live, because I live in Swansea, And I think we all have got this idea that somewhere else would be a better place to live, and whether it is or isn't, I'm no expert, but I've never been to Liverpool or anywhere in sort of that general area. But Wales isn't a bad place. It's not bad at all.
Like I said,
but it's like, sorry, Mick, go on.
Go on.
It's like everywhere else. There's bad areas and good areas wherever you live. Even in Swansea where I live, I live in it. It's not a bad area. It's not the best area, but there's some areas that are real shit.
Oh yeah, tell me about it. Unfortunately, we live right in the middle of the area that's shit.
Oh, do you?
Oh, yeah. You mentioned the name where we're from, and everybody goes, "Oh, you're from there."
Everybody except me then, because like I say, I'm not familiar with that area. But you can get out of there and defect over to Wales.
Defect. Well, partially defect, because my mum was born in Wales anyway. She was born
so you don't need a passport and a visa then. You've already got access.
No, I'm part Welsh, so like I say, even my name itself, Merlin, is a Welsh name.
Yeah.
So my mum always said I was lucky I wasn't a girl, because I'd have been called Guinevere.
Oh, right.
After the age of 12, I probably wouldn't have had a mother.
No. Well, I get called a lot worse things, so I don't think it would have really mattered what I was named.
No,
but that's life on the internet for you, isn't it?
It is.
Right, thank you, dude. It's been a pleasure. Yeah. Take care, man. It's been nice to speak to you.
See you.
Take care, both. Bye.
And up next, Cricky, we have Ivy Gentry.
Okie dokie.
Ivy, you just need to unmute yourself now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah. That's okay. Good evening. How are you?
I just wanted to say, Creaky, that you said you'd had a bad week, and we're all having bad weeks, but you need to know that you're like the highlight of some of our weeks.
It's just
to have somebody friendly that sits there and talks and whatever.
Yeah, thank you.
It's great.
It's just been kind of one of those weekends where there's nothing really wrong, but everything just seems terrible this weekend.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It's
for some reason it's just a funk.
Yeah. There's nothing I really want to do, but because I know that the powers that be are telling us we can't do anything, it's making me want to do things. And I know that doesn't maybe make much sense, but because I know there's certain things I can't do, it's making me feel frustrated and making me want to do them even more.
It makes perfect sense. It's human nature.
Yeah, I know. And I don't think any of us can get away from that, can we? Sadly.
No. And I just want you to know, I know I've said it before in the side chat, but every time I put you on YouTube, in rushes my cat. He loves you.
Oh, right. Yeah, I remember comments about that. I get messages all the time of people, and sometimes I feel like cats and dogs prefer me more than their owners do. Comments about I get messages. And
anyway, I just wanted to tell you, you are appreciated.
Thank you.
And I just thought that was important to say.
Thank you. That's very kind of you.
And you would fit in here. I live in Iowa. Until you opened your mouth, nobody would know you weren't a local.
No. Iowa, that's potato country, isn't it?
No, corn.
Oh, corn, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's Idaho I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Idaho's potatoes, Iowa's corn.
Yeah. Well, if I didn't get something wrong, it wouldn't be a Creaky Blinder live stream with it, so there we go.
That's okay. All kinds of Americans get that wrong, too.
Yeah.
We don't do corn. We don't do potatoes. We do corn.
Right,
but if you
I'm glad it's not just
in
me.
Iowa, in the summer, you'll never want to eat corn anywhere else because you'll be going, oh, this is crap.
Yeah. I got to be honest. I'm assuming you're talking about corn on the cob. I've only tried that in the last 2 years. I never touched it before that. My wife loves
Yeah.
it. Always used to try
On
and
or
get me
off
to
the
eat
cob?
it.
That
On
kind
the
of
cob.
corn, yeah.
I don't like it off the cob. I don't know why. I know it's I know it came off a cob, but it just, there's something about smothering it with butter and just running your teeth along it and eating it that way that makes it nice.
Oh yeah, and if it's Iowa corn in the right season, you don't even need the butter, which
No.
sounds strange, but it's true.
I will keep my eyes peeled for Iowa corn. I can't imagine it's
good by the time it gets there.
Yeah, I can't imagine the availability is going to be that great in Wales, but we live in hope.
I don't know. Maybe, you know what? I know how to send it to you,
Yeah.
so maybe I'll do that sometime.
Yeah, just hope we can stay fresh on the journey. And I hope it isn't as scared of flying as I am.
That would be the deal. You'd have to, with the husk on it, dunk it in a bucket of water and then freeze it that way and then send it on dry ice.
Ah, right.
But
So that's how
it
you
would
keep
get there
it
completely
good.
fresh. Yeah, if you leave it in the husk and you freeze it,
Yeah.
when you take it out, especially if you cook it in the husk,
Yeah.
it is just like you bought it straight off the back of the pickup.
All right. Well, it just comes wrapped in plastic here, and we drop it in boiling water and then smother it with butter, and it's delicious.
Yeah. Okay, you have a good day.
And you too, and thank you, and thanks for your kind words as well. I do appreciate it.
I appreciate you. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye. Right, if anybody else in the side chat does want to ask me anything, I just thought this would be a nice thing to do for a change. Give me a thumbs up in the side chat if you're enjoying it. And if you're not enjoying it, just say nothing, because I don't want the people who are speaking to me to feel bad. And at the end of the day, my live stream, my choice. So if it's not for you, then soz. But I'm enjoying myself anyway. Are we looking for time? Bloody hell, it's 9:20 already. There we are, Bacon Earth. Ready for the next one whenever you are. Oh, I can
we
see
have
Gary.
a follow-up. Gary's listening like a lag at the moment. We have a follow-up question from Zerk Jerk on if you were able to visit one place in our solar system, what place would it be?
Oh, bloody hell. I'm gonna have to say the moon again. I don't know what it is lately, but the moon, I'm starting to find it much more interesting than I ever have in my entire life. And the fact that some people have already been there, I just think it would be a really cool thing to do. And I know it's not achievable for the average person, but can you imagine how cool that would be? Oh yeah, I just went to the moon last weekend. It was, it was a bit boring. There was nothing there, but I've been. I don't know if that's a satisfactory answer.
£15 million will get you there.
I'm 50 quid short. Gutted. I'll have to give it a miss. It's gone silent.
Yeah, I'm just waiting to see if anybody else wants to join and ask you any questions. I just want to make sure that I don't give you feedback.
Yeah, no, we've got Gary IOW in the voice chat on mute. I don't know if Gary wants to ask anything, or if he's he's unmuted. Good evening, Gary. How are you? Not very well at all. Lost your voice or changed your mind?
He has mentioned he doesn't want to be brought in.
Ah, right. Okay, sorry. Okay, no problem. Not everybody wants to speak.
Their boss not paying attention at all.
I'm not paying. This is very, very difficult. I've never concentrated this much on a Sunday night in my life. I feel like I'm watching a tennis match bobbing from one screen to the other. If anybody else in the side chat does want to jump onto the Discord server and ask a question, then if you're not already a member, I think the link to my Discord server is in the description underneath this video. If it's not, there we are. Turquoise Laura has just shared.
I think it's working.
Oh,
Yeah, Gary, just mute the YouTube page,
was that
Gary.
Gary IOW's dulcet tones I just heard in my ear?
It was. Bacon it is new to me, so it's just picking up the. To put some headphones on. But how are you?
Sorry, mate. Let me adjust your volume a little bit because you've either swallowed your microphone or the volume's up a bit too high. Right, try that again, Gar.
Yeah, sorry, it's not a very good microphone. It's just a crappy little thing I've got here. I just asked, how are you doing?
I'm very well, sir. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Definitely good on Friday, but other than that, I'm fine.
Yeah, we live to fight another day. I think is what we all have to live by at the moment. Because, but having said that, every day is just like the previous day now, isn't it? There's nothing overly exciting going on, is there? How is all this affecting you, mate? Are you working, or are you furloughed, or are you otherwise engaged?
Well, I'm self-employed. I fix computers for people, so that means house calls. So over the past nearly 3 months, I haven't been able to go out to work. So, because I can't go visit other people's houses. So it sucks. It's starting to lift the band now. So.
Yeah, it's not ideal. Is it, Gary? You're breaking up really badly, pal. It's like R2D2 is shouting in my ear.
Oh, I don't know why that is. I've got a pretty good internet connection.
Yeah, I can hear you clearly again now. Sorry, but I know exactly what you mean. It's one of the downsides of being self-employed, isn't it? It's so I said earlier on, so many people have got this misconception that if you're self-employed and own a business, that automatically makes you wealthy. But sadly, that's not the case. Or if you are, you're not anymore once something like this happens and you can't pay yourself.
Well, I always say to people, when you're self-employed, you've only got to work half a day, any 12 hours a day.
Yeah, I sort of, from the minute I wake up, I got up at 6:30 this morning and I basically have a cup of coffee and I go straight into work, and there's no the average man works Monday to Friday 9 to 5, but I think as soon as you become self-employed, the standard work hours just disappear and you have to work when the work is available.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I just rely on the phone ringing, to be honest. It's not ringing as much as it used to. I mean, I used to have the whole of my area sewn up. I was earning quite a lot of money, but was basically going around installing broadband and fixing people's computers up and everything. But now people can do it themselves, so you don't get so much. But as I say, over the past 3 months, it's just gone. So I had to kind of swallow my pride and not sign on as such, but what do they call it? The Department of Work and Pensions people. So I'm getting about £400 a month.
Yeah, which is absolute pants, isn't it?
But I was earning that 2 or 3 days before. So.
Yeah, I know. And this is, I think that everything that's going on now, I think this is going to affect, obviously I can't speak on the rest of the world, but I think it's going to affect the UK for, I think, best case scenario, we're still going to be seeing the effects of this in certainly for the next 5 years at least, and it's going to take double that amount of time for the economy to recover, in my opinion anyway.
Well, absolutely. I mean, here on the island we rely on the holiday trade. That's when the island makes its money, and of course that's all shut down. None of the places are open, none of the theme parks are open. No coaches come over, no tourists.
That's right, you're Isle of Wight, aren't you?
That's right.
Was it Isle of Wight or Isle of Man? I can't remember.
Isle of Wight, right on the south coast of England. A little diamond-shaped place.
Sorry, mate, you broke up then again. Sorry, Gar.
Oh, I don't know what's going on.
Anyway,
I don't know. I'll drop out. I wasn't going to come in and talk.
All right, dude. It's been nice to speak to you anyway.
Without the lag. But yeah, okay.
All right, pal.
Keep up the
I'll catch you soon,
Enjoy it.
I will do my best. Cheers, Gar. Ta-da, man.
Up now, Cricky, we have Brainless Steel.
Okie dokie.
You are unmuted, Brainless Steel. You just need to unmute yourself.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Good evening. I'm very well. I thought I'd drop in for a little chat.
And
why not? Why not?
Yeah.
I've seen your name many times, and you're one of the many people who I just have to guess who they are and what they sound like, and now I know.
Well, you know partly what I look like, so.
Yeah, yeah. How are you doing, pal?
You commented on my photo. I'm actually wearing the shirt right now.
Oh, right. So where in the world are you then?
The Netherlands.
I should have guessed that with NL being on the end of your name, really, shouldn't I? I'm losing my touch. I'm losing my touch. So you like me have no noticeable accent then, obviously.
No, you don't have an accent.
Obviously not. And people who claim I do are just plain silly.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, so it was you that because you've got a different username on Twitter, haven't you? Because was it Twitter you tagged me in the picture of your, because you've bought the FE is offensive shirt, haven't you?
Instagram.
Is that you?
Yeah.
Instagram, is it?
Yeah.
And you always put an emoji over your face, don't you?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I know exactly. No, yeah. That's right.
The stupid thing is, my Twitter handle is my full name, so.
It's just as well then that I've got the memory span of a senile goldfish and I can't remember it anyway. I just remember things I see as opposed to names I get told. So I remember the emoji over the face, and I can remember that. I think I can remember that the shirt is blue.
No, black. Of course, black.
No?
Black.
It's black. See, awesome memory. I pride myself on my skills when it comes to remembering things. Okay, I may have said blue, but I obviously meant black, didn't I?
Yeah, of course. of course you did.
So have you got a question, or you haven't got to ask me a question? Anybody's welcome to join, but
well, let's start with, have you been to the Netherlands?
Do you know, I haven't ever. I'm trying to think where the closest I've been. No, it's not even close. I've been to no, I haven't been anywhere near the Netherlands. I've been to France, I've been to the Czech Republic, but I've never been to the Netherlands.
You don't have to fly to get here, so.
No, I know. That should make it more appealing, really, shouldn't it? I can drive over.
Yeah.
I can drive over.
Yeah. Just a stupid question, but somewhere on Instagram, I responded to a post about George Floyd, and there was this guy, and it kind of bothers me what he said, because he said he's supposed to be an actor, and he actually said it was acting, and he's still alive. And
do you know, I don't know, did you send me something along those lines earlier on today? Because a couple of people have sent me something today, and apparently now George Floyd isn't dead. It was all faked for some unknown hidden agenda.
No, I didn't send it. I did post the comment on my story.
Yeah.
But
do you know, I know everybody feels different, but I just find, you know, when things like that happen, it's the same as people who claim that, you know, the Challenger disaster didn't happen, and I just find it so disrespectful to the families of the people that died, and especially since this whole situation with George Floyd is happening right now, it just makes it all the more disrespectful, in my opinion.
Yeah. I found that comment pretty hurtful. I didn't even respond to it. I believe, but it's just I was shocked that someone could think that.
Yeah, I know, and I'm sure, you know, this, along with a lot of the other conspiracy theories you see, I'm sure people deliberately look for what could be considered to be the most offensive thing they could say about a given topic, while that topic's relevant. Because can you imagine how George Floyd's family would feel if they saw or hear any of that. It would be absolutely devastating them, even though they're clearly already devastated, obviously. But can you imagine how much more upsetting that would be for them?
Yeah, that was one of the things that
complete insanity, in my opinion.
Yeah, and like flat Earth, it's silly, it's crazy, but it's not that offensive. Well,
no, exactly.
I gotta stay in theme with my shirt. It is offensive.
I was just gonna say, how could you possibly say flat Earth isn't offensive when you have an Effie is offensive T-shirt?
Yeah, but it's not as offensive as you said, the Challenger.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%.
And some people even denying the Holocaust. And
there's so many things, and that's the issue I take with a lot of conspiracy theories. Now, I'm not an idiot. Well, I'm not that much of an idiot anyway, and I do realize that some conspiracy theories have been proven to be true eventually. But the thing is, I think the word the two words conspiracy theory, I think, have lost a lot of their meaning because they get thrown about so much now and tied into such ridiculous things. Like, for example, a lot of people call flat Earth a conspiracy theory. I think I may have even done that myself, but it really isn't a conspiracy theory because it's just lunacy made up in the minds of brainless morons. So it doesn't even justify the use of the term conspiracy, in my opinion. Now, I don't know what you think, but
yeah, I think it's more
I think it's just
closer to a religion than
it does seem like that sometimes. And the thing is, it's become a way now for it's become a way for people to sort of generate a community, and in some cases, in the cases of people like Mark Sargent, it's how he earns his living. So is he ever gonna say, actually, I was taking the piss, I know the earth isn't flat, but I was earning so much money I couldn't stop saying it? Because that's the reality.
Yeah, I think at first he believed it, but he's so deep in, he can't get out.
Yeah, exactly.
I think
exactly.
And
exactly. I agree with you.
If he would apply for a job somewhere, there are so many people by now that know him that would reduce his chances of getting a job.
Can you imagine what his CV looks like, his resume? What have you been doing for the last 10 years, Mr. Sargent? Oh, I've been making videos telling everybody the earth is flat.
Yeah,
I think that may hurt his chances of getting employment.
Yeah, that's and I actually don't think he's the worst of the flat Earth. I think from the big dogs, I think he's not evil, but he's just so deep in he can't get out.
He's manipulative.
Yeah.
Because that like Friday's video with Level Earth Observer. The thing that bothers me with people like him and people like Anthony Riley and Nathan Oakley is that they're basically just looking for a following, and they're manipulating the people who are foolish enough to believe them into believing the nonsense that they spout. And I think there is potential for harm there because, I'm trying to. One of them was trying to get flat Earth taught in schools. I can't remember which one, but can you imagine that day?
Sadly, yes.
I would just stop my son from. Well, all my kids have left school now, but my granddaughter will eventually go to school, and if they're teaching flat, there we are. Somebody's just said in the side chat that it was Anthony Riley, everybody's favorite genius. But I think I would stop do everything in my power to stop my granddaughter ever going to school if they were teaching flat Earth, because it's without doubt the most ridiculous thing anybody could claim ever, in my opinion, which is why I enjoy making fun of them so much, and I do it so mercilessly.
Yeah, and sometimes you get pick something else, and that's refreshing.
Yeah,
it's always fun to make fun of the flat earthers, but
exactly. But
it's nice to see what other craziest going around.
Exactly. There's lots of other idiots I can make fun of, but flat Earth is sort of what I'm most comfortable with, if that makes sense.
I think some other things are also, I don't know, it gets close to mental issues.
Yeah.
That's and
but
and some
the
people...
thing. The thing is, and I've very loosely touched on this in videos before, because I know there are some people that claim that it's somehow related to mental illness or some other sort of state of mind, but I'm not entirely convinced that the huge majority of people who claim they believe the Earth is flat actually believe it anyway. Like, I don't think there's any possibility that Anthony Riley genuinely believes the Earth is flat.
Oh, no.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Nathan Oakley, there's lots of information out there that implies that he doesn't believe it and that it's purely about making money. But yeah, it's a topic that the discussion could potentially never close on.
And I think some of them have actually believed it in the beginning, but
yeah.
And like Seek Truth, Speak Truth, he generally believed it. I'm sure about that. Just like all the other followers, people that follow them.
And then he suddenly came to his senses. Thankfully, he's one that's been saved. We'll say.
Well, people are not good at admitting that they're wrong.
No, it's very difficult to admit you're wrong. Which is why I'm very lucky that I'm never wrong. Just ask Mrs. Blinder. I'm sure she will back me up 100%. No, she definitely wouldn't. Well, it's been lovely to speak to you, mate. Anyway, there's a few more people waiting to jump in, so I think we will definitely do this again soon.
Okay. Well,
take care, man. It's been nice to speak to you.
I go back to the stream audio.
Back to the side chat with you. Thank you, mate. It's been nice to speak to you. Bacon Earth, who do we have next?
And up next we have Christopher W. Shipley. So if you'd like to unmute yourself, you are up.
Christopher W. Shapley, DVM CVA? Or is it a different Christopher W. Shapley, who for months and months I mistakenly called Shapley?
It is your favorite American veterinarian.
I thought it might have been. I'm very well, sir. How are you?
I'm great. Sorry I'm late to the stream. I had to go to a farm and take a look at a horse. So.
Right, but did you bring a note? Because, just telling me you're late isn't, it just isn't good enough, Chris. You should know that by now. You're an OG of the live stream, so, you should know. Or
I do have a note, and it's in the mail, I promise.
Right, good. How are you, pal?
I'm good. I just wanted to jump on, and I don't have a question. I just wanted to say hi, send my love.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Like I say, nobody's obliged to ask a question. I just thought that offering people the opportunity to come on and ask me a question one-to-one would be a bit more of an enticement than just saying jump on and talk. But it seems I may have been wrong. Maybe just jump on and have a chat for 5 minutes would have been a more inviting proposition. But we live and learn.
I think it's brilliant because I absolutely love watching you, obviously, and being able to as a subscriber and everything, just the opportunity to be able to speak to you. And, just like I said, just send you some love and tell you how much I appreciate you. This is more than enough for me.
Thank you, mate. I appreciate that. And this is what I was thinking is everybody tends to recognize that my live streams are a way for me to interact with my subscribers, and I just thought this maybe took it to the next level, and you know, based on how it's gone, people seem to have enjoyed it. So maybe we will look at doing this possibly on a monthly basis. I've not quite decided, but you know, on a monthly basis. I think I wouldn't want to do this every week because I think it could get repetitive, but I think certainly once a month maybe would be good fun.
No, I agree with you. I think it'd be brilliant, at least, you know, once a month to get on and just talk to the people who, you know, love and adore you.
Who support me,
exactly.
And that, you know, that's kind of, it's a small sort of token of my gratitude, if you like, because I'm not entirely convinced that I'm that good at letting people know how much I appreciate the support I'm shown, but you know, I most definitely am, and I just thought that this was a good way to sort of show that.
Absolutely. Well, I agree with you. It is a great way to show your appreciation for all of us. So thank you for everything that you do, Creaky. I really appreciate it.
And thank you for being an ongoing supporter, you and your lovely dog.
Thank you.
What most people won't know is that Dr. Shapley here as a Sharpie, who is also a supporter of my channel.
Yes, she is a subscriber.
Thank you for that.
Yes, she sits with me every video, every live stream. She is right there next to me, and we are actively engaged every Sunday with you.
Excellent, excellent. So you've been working today then, Chris, have you?
Yeah. The thing with being a veterinarian is you're really never not on call, and I have a main hospital that I work out of, which is a small animal hospital. So that's where I see dogs, I see cats, I do acupuncture, prescribe Chinese herbs, and then on my side business is I have a mobile acupuncture service, but I also still practice large animal medicine. So I will get a call, you know, my horse is lame, you know, can you come check it out? And that's what happened today is I got a call and I had to go check out a horse that was lame and do my thing, and bing, bang, boom. And then here I am now.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Awesome.
So I'm blessed, and I almost am afraid to mention how, you know, how I'm doing work and I'm still out there working, because I feel bad for everybody who can't. But I'm fortunate that, you know, I'm needed and, you know, need to still be out there, and I'm considered.
But you would
essential.
be. I don't know how it's termed in the States, but in the UK, you would be considered a key worker.
Yeah, we're considered essential workers.
Yeah,
and it's really, honestly, not that this is going to bore everybody, but I mean, it's really, veterinary medicine has changed so much because we're doing curbside service. So people are not coming into the office. We're retrieving your pet. If I'm going out to a farm, we're practicing social distancing. You know, if you know, Fluffy is sick and you bring her to our office, we're talking to you in the parking lot, then bringing Fluffy inside the hospital to do our exam, to do our treatment.
Yeah.
And you know, and we're doing our best to obviously to take care of our clients. And a lot of the medicine we're practicing now too is, you know, people are financially strapped, but they still need to take care of their pets. So
of course,
a lot of the work I'm doing is gratis. I'm not charging people for you know, if you tell me you're having a hard time, listen, catch me next time. It's not worth, you know, you not being able to pay your rent because your dog is sick. So
I suppose it's the case of with your profession though, you the profession you've chosen is more of a vocation. You don't do it just because veterinarians can earn good money. You've obviously got an affinity for animals, and you feel an emotional attachment to your patients in the same way as a doctor feels to their human patients.
Absolutely. You do this
Isn't
out
it?
of passion.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
It's a passion, and we're actually we barely make any money. We come out of school with the same amount of student loan debt as a human doctor, and probably make a third of what a human doctor does. So it's definitely a labor of love.
Is that much of a difference, Chris? Is that much of a difference?
Yeah. So it's staggering the amount of money. Like a new grad will come out nowadays making like between 70 and 75,000. A new grad veterinarian.
Yeah.
A human doctor will come out making about 150.
So it's almost double.
Yeah. It's. And then, when you get long in the tooth like I am, I've been practicing for a long time. It actually, the wage disparity gets worse because guys who've been practicing as long as I have, they're making 3 times what I'm making. But again, it's a labor of love. So,
but the thing is, a human doctor's only looking after one species.
Exactly.
Isn't it? So.
Yeah, so like yesterday it was all dogs and cats, and actually I have somebody has a pet skunk that I'm now taking care of too. They have all the paperwork for it, and so now I got a pet skunk that I'm literally dogs and cats and a skunk and potbelly pigs yesterday, and then today I'm out in the field taking care of somebody's horse. So yeah, it's a bit of everything.
I suppose the work can't be considered to be anything other than varied then.
Yeah, exactly. I never know what I'm getting into, and that's, from day to day, and that's part of what I love about it too, is every day is different, every appointment is different.
Yeah. And the thing is if you enjoy your work, then it doesn't feel like work, does it? So it makes it a lot easier to do and a lot more fulfilling, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, no, when I got this phone call to check out this horse, I was actually excited. I was like, all right, Carrie, let's get going. And we went out to the farm and she's running around in the field, and I'm checking on the horse. So it's great. It's
awesome. The side chat is certainly loving Dr. Shapley.
Oh,
I've got to get out of that habit. I don't know why I popped a random E in there, because there would be an E if it was Shapley, but the side chat is loving you, Chris.
Oh, that's great. And I appreciate it, and I love you all back. I get called Dr. Shapley every single day. My technicians think it's hysterical. So it's every day. I get Shapley, Sharply, any iteration. And my technicians have the joke, because I'm a workout fanatic. So whenever any of my clients call me Dr. Shapley, they say, well, why, yes, he is quite shapely. So that's the running joke in the practice.
I know everybody's a comedian, Chris.
Yes, they all are, and I take it all with a grain of salt.
Exactly.
So,
hey, listen, you don't get to our age and learn without learning how to take an insult on the chin.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. It just,
isn't it?
Just take it in stride.
Exactly.
Know the people who love you and love the people, just love everybody.
Exactly. Right, thank you, my favourite American veterinarian. It's been a pleasure, and I'm sure Mrs. Blinder will be equally as excited to have heard your voice.
Yes, and send Mrs. Blinder my love. So we'll catch you all later.
Take care, Chris. It's been nice to speak to you. All the best.
Nice talking to you too. All right, bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, it's 10 to 9, so we've got time for one more. I can see Bacon Earth. I think there's one more person who hasn't asked a question yet. So if you were going to join this next person is going to be the last one for this evening, I'm afraid. But I think based on how it's gone, we will definitely look at doing this again. So next victim, please.
And I will apologize. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the.
I was just trying to. Einhaj, maybe. I don't know. I'm sure I will get corrected very quickly.
You are unmuted, and you can ask your question.
Good evening. Hello.
There. It's pronounced Einherja.
Einherja.
I can hear you, but you...
Was that close? Einherja?
It's... Yeah, that's pretty close.
Good. Yay me. How are you doing?
Seems to be a problem here with...
Yeah, the audio does seem a little bit delayed, but it's fine. It's fine. What was your question?
The connection.
Yeah.
My question is, I would hope if you want some other content than just the main people in the Flat Earth community, try to go for the fans.
Right.
There are some really crazy people among the fans for like Arvin and Nathan Thompson and Nathan Oakley. You know?
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. And I think that's part of what I see as the problem, is the people that they influence with what they say in their live streams and their videos. They are preying on people who are either very easily persuaded or are not of a suitable level of intelligence to realize that they are being taken for fools.
It seems like they gather around their beacons of light, as I want to call Arvin and Nathan Thompson.
Yeah. They are kind of... I consider myself very lucky that I've got people like yourself and like Chris Shapley and everyone else who's come to speak to me this evening. But sadly, people like Arwin and Nathan Oakley and Nathan Thompson all have the same sort of people around them, but for similar reasons, but with very, very different beliefs. And I think that's part of the problem that I don't like.
Yeah, I've been following Arvin's videos for a few months now. Every time I have the chance to see the live stream.
Yeah. Arwin live streams every day, doesn't he?
And what I see there is sometimes I'm quite shocked. Yeah, every day.
Yeah.
1400 Amsterdam time.
Right, yeah. It's it's around lunchtime in the UK, and I know he does it every day. And I've watched a few of Arwin's live streams, and it just seems to me that everybody that is there watching him, they are what we would call in the UK, they're yes men. So it doesn't seem as if he can say anything wrong in the opinion of the people that watch him. Now, if I say something wrong, my subscribers tell me, no, Creaky, that's not right. You shouldn't have said that. And I have to then say, okay, if I was wrong, I apologize, and maybe I shouldn't have said that. But I don't think people like Arwin ever get that sort of criticism. Everybody just sort of tells them how fantastic they are and gives them a round of applause.
Yeah, you're quite right about that. He can't take criticism like a man. He just flips out if you...
Yeah. If anybody criticizes him, he behaves like a child, doesn't he? And just loses his temper and bans you.
But the worst part about Arvin is that I see he and I has a lot in common, except for the factor. We have the same personality, and that's a bit scary.
Right, yeah. But at least you remain on the side of sanity. So, although your personalities may be similar,
but
you don't believe the same things.
Yeah,
thankfully.
I hope so.
Yeah.
But no, I won't bother the stream now with the delay. It's awful. It feels like I'm.
It's a very long delay, but we will definitely be doing this again. So maybe next time we will have a better connection. It's been nice to speak to you.
Yeah, same to you. Thank you. Good night.
Take care, mate. There was that delay again. Right, I have left the voice call now, so thank you to everybody who jumped in and asked me questions or had a chat with me. I've enjoyed this. I'm sure people will let me know down in the comment section what they thought of this format. But I think this is definitely, in fact, we will 100% do this again. Absolutely 100%, because it's been fun. Adam L, yeah, there was a huge delay. I don't know why that was. The connection has varied from one person to another. But thank you, everybody. It's 9 o'clock. So you know what that means. It means it's nearly time for this old guy to go to bed, especially as I've been up since 6:30 this morning for some bizarre reason. Even when I've got absolutely nothing to do, like the rest of us, I still can't lay in bed. I think I may be broken. But anyway, thank you for watching. Let me just have a quick look at the new channel members. AJ, Reese, Triple X, Bad Uncle Bob, and Charlotte Hardy. Thank you for becoming channel members. And $2 United States from Mitch Goldstein. We love you, Creaky. Glad you're here. Well, I'm glad I'm here as well, and I nearly wasn't because I didn't feel like it tonight, but now I'm glad I did. So take care, everybody. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you all for watching Creaky Live. Don't forget to follow me on all of your social media platforms. Have a good day, and have a creaky week.